Hello children, today in this video I will teach Standard 7 English Language Chapter 17 Finite and Non-Finite Verbs. Now children, you have to understand first what is finite verb and what is non-finite verbs. So what is finite verbs? You see the definition. A finite verb is a verb that has a finite or limited agreement with the subject. It limits its usage as per subject's parameter. There are three defined parameters on which the limitation is fixed. First is tense, second person, and third is number. So you have to understand what is this, what the meaning of this definition. So finite verb is a verb which changes, which changes as per subject parameter. Subject's parameter, that means when we write one sentence, a sentence always consists of verb. So when we write a sentence, we will see, suppose I am saying I play cricket. Now the moment I will change the person of the subject, that is I, to I, which is the first person, to second person you, or third person he, consider third person he, then what it will be? He plays cricket. So what has happened in this sentence? The verb play has changed with the change of the person of the subject. Similar way, if I write I play cricket and I want to change the tense, it will be I played cricket. So what is happening? Again, the verb play is changing with the change of tense. Now, suppose I'm writing he plays cricket and I want to make it, which is where the subject is third person singular number, and I want to make it third person plural number. That is, they play cricket. Am I writing plays? No, I'm not using S with play. So here what is happening? With the change of number, also the verb is getting its other position, other forms, better we should say. So that is the meaning. A finite verb is a verb that has a finite or limited agreement with the subject. That means it agrees with the subject. It agrees means it changes with the change of the subject's person or subject's number, and also whether the subject is performing the action in present, in past, or in future accordingly. So that's why it is said it is. There are three defined parameters on which this limitation is fixed. What are these parameters? This tense, like what I said just now, subject is that the subject is performing action in past, present, or future. Accordingly, the verb will change. If the second one is person, that is subject is first person, second person, or third person. And the next one is number, that is subject is singular or plural. Based on these parameters, finite verbs are changing. Okay, so finite verb will change as per tense of the sentence, as per person, and as per number of the subject. Now see, I already told you some example, but here I have written some example. You see, I play football. Here I first person singular number. Sentence is present tense. He plays football. He is third person singular number. They play football. They third person plural number. So every time you see I highlighted the verb play, how it's changing. The last one you see with the change of tense, it has changed because it is in past tense. The last example is in past tense. Okay, so here we have got some examples. I have given same example only in place of football. That time I was telling cricket, but it is actually same. Okay. So now in the above mentioned sentence, the verb play is changing with the change of tense, with the change of number, and also with the change of person. Some more examples you see. Rachel is happy. In this example, you see, is a finite verb. The subject is Rachel, which is the third person singular number. The tense of the verb is present tense. Now, Rachel painted the fence. Here, painted is the finite verb. Subject is Rachel, which is third person singular number. But the tense of the verb is past tense. So it is painted, it's not paints. They were furnishing the painted fence. Here you see where is the finite verb. The subject is they, third person plural number. And the tense of the verb is past tense. Now suppose I am changing. Rachel is happy. I want to write it in past tense. It will be Rachel was happy. So with the tense, this sentence is changing. This verb is changing. Similar way, in place of Rachel, if I write a plural subject like Rachel and John, then it will be are happy because it is plural subject. Similar way, this one also we can change. Suppose third one, they were varnishing. If I want to make it present tense, they are varnishing. If I want to make it past tense with the subject as singular, then it will be he was varnishing. Like this, these verbs, these highlighted verbs are changing. I hope you all understood now the finite verb. So we will now consider non-finite verb. Non-finite verbs are those that do not, it must be the opposite. Finite verb is changing with the number, person and the tense. So non-finite verb will happen what? It is just opposite. Those verb do not change their form according to the number, person of the subject of the sentence. They do not indicate tense and function as noun, adjective or adverb. These 2 points are very important, children. First point is what? They do not change their forms according to number, person of the subject of the sentence. This is very important. And also they do not indicate tense. That means they, by seeing a non-finite verb, we cannot understand whether the sentence is written in present tense or past tense or future tense because they will not change their form with the change of tense. And though they are verbs, but they will function as noun or adjectives or adverbs while they will be used in a sentence. Okay, so in other words, we can tell if a sentence is in past tense, present tense, or future tense by looking at non-finite verb. Therefore, a non-finite verb is never the main verb in a sentence. They are not the, we cannot tell if a sentence is past tense, present tense, or future tense. So, non-finite verb is never the main verb. Now, you see some example. One sentence cannot be framed without a finite verb. Very, very important point. One sentence cannot be framed without a finite verb, but a sentence can be framed with a non-finite verb. Without a non-finite verb, that means a sentence must be consisting of a finite verb. A sentence cannot be framed without a finite verb, but a sentence can be written with non-finite verbs. Now, examples you see, the yellow highlighted verbs are finite verbs and the red highlighted verbs are non-finite verbs. You look at these examples, you will understand it in very better way. Very well you will understand, okay? It is dangerous to drive on this slippery road. See, it is dangerous. Is a finite verb because if I want to write it in past tense, I can write it was dangerous. But you see, to drive will remain same. It was dangerous to drive. So I'm not changing. We are ready to play now. We are ready to play now. If it is not we, it is I, then it will be I am ready to play now. So are is changing because it is finite verb, but to play remained unchanged. Like this, you see all these red verbs we will not change with the change of tense, with the change of person, and with the change of number. So that I mentioned here that in the above mentioned example, the yellow color highlighted verbs are finite verbs and red colors are not finite. Now, you see there are three kinds of non-finite verbs: infinitive, participle, and gerund. Infinitive structure is what? To plus verb. Like to play, to go. You see, in these examples, I have given some to plus verb. They are all infinitive. And participle is verb plus ing and verb plus ed or en. That means verb plus ing or the third form of verb. And here remember, participle will act as adjective. Infinitive acts as sometimes adjective, sometimes adverb, and sometimes noun. And then coming gerund. Gerund also verb plus ing, but gerund act as noun. Participle, when verb plus ing comes, it acts as adjective. So I will explain you in detail all these three types of non-finite verb in my next video.